So this is the first headset I've purchased in about 4 years, and honestly I can't believe what I've been missing out on. Today I'm reviewing this SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro wireless gaming headset, and spoiler, it's frickin' amazing. I've been really thinking about getting a new headset for a long time, and while I could have gotten something sooner, I couldn't really decide between a high-end pair of Bluetooth headphones like the Sony MX series or AirPods Max, all the while still wanting a headset that I could use for low latency gaming. And that's where this headset comes in, since it kind of ticks all the boxes in terms of functions, sound, and aesthetic. Don't get me wrong, I've used a gaming headset before, and while my old HyperX Cloud 2s have done the job, this new release from SteelSeries is a much needed upgrade. So let me take you through the unboxing, the features, as well as my real usage with these headphones. Let's get into it. From the get-go, unboxing is as simple as could be. On top, there's a first edition card for the unit I purchased with the instructions, which I did end up reading. You've got the headset itself packed into a fabric bag, which is great, especially if you want to travel with it. There's the base station, which acts as the next level 2.4 receiver, and this is what unlocks so many features which we'll get into. Then there's the accessory box, and here you've got two USB-A to C cables for the base station connections, as well as a 3.5 to 3.5 cable for non-wireless headset connections, a spare battery for the infinite charging capability, and a pop filter for the mic for when it is extended. Overall, there's plenty here to unpack, and we'll dive into where all of this comes into use. But first off, let's talk about the design, build, and aesthetic. The all black color is perfect for me. In terms of the headset itself, it's rather stiff, but will flex just enough. New to me is the elastic headband, which is actually incredible. Not only does this relieve direct pressure to my head, but it should keep you from getting a dent in your hair after long gaming sessions. The ear cups as well are super soft and comfy and have a synthetic leather material, but hopefully these don't fray as badly with time. Luckily, they are replaceable. Overall, the headset is super light, and I didn't find any issues after longer gaming sessions. Each ear cup has a magnetic plate on the outside. One side has the rechargeable battery, and the other side has a USB-C port which can be used for charging on the go or firmware updates. I wouldn't really recommend using the headphones while plugged in this way though. You're just asking for a busted port. Still, it's great for when you need to charge your headset without the base station. For adjustability, it's covered for everything really. The elastic band can be tightened or loosened with these little notches. The ear cups rotate well enough and can extend for larger head sizes. To sum up buttons, you've got general power, which is for your base station connections, and the Bluetooth button for its own separate on-off switch as well as connections. And then lastly, you've got the mute switch. And in terms of comfort, this is easily the most comfortable headset I've ever worn. It's super lightweight and doesn't apply a huge amount of pressure to my ears or head. And at the same time, it's not so loose that it'll fall off even when moving my head around quite a bit. The best thing too is that it doesn't interfere with my glasses. Putting my glasses on and taking them off is an absolute non-issue, and if you wear a hat all the time, it's also fine. What makes this headset special though is all the mass amounts of connectivity. Primarily, you're going to be using this headset by connecting through the 2.4 GHz base or Bluetooth, and the cool thing is that you can connect to both at the same time. For low latency gaming, you're going to be using the 2.4G connectivity, and I've got the base station hooked up to both my PS5 and my PC. For Bluetooth, I've got this hooked up to my iPad, my iPhone, my MacBook, and I actually tested this with my C2 OLED, which is like having a home theater on my head. There is a problem though, and that's because SteelSeries decided to make two versions of this headset, one that works with Xbox and one that doesn't. Why they do this is absolutely beyond me, but the version I bought will only work with PS5 and PC in terms of 2.4G connection. Since Microsoft uses a security protocol for wireless connectivity, you have to get the Xbox version, which also covers everything the other version does. Long story short, don't be like me, just get the Xbox version so you're covered on all bases. For me to connect to my Xbox, I have to either Bluetooth through my LG C2 or use the 3.5 cable to hook up through the controller. Something sweet though is that I've been able to use Discord on my iPad while gaming since Xbox and PS5 don't yet have a native Discord application. This headset is effectively 2-in-1 since you can connect to both 2.4 and Bluetooth at the same time, which is also why I use it for my everyday uses. Range is another thing too. I've had no issues zipping downstairs and still staying connected to my voice chats. So what ties all this connectivity together is the base station for this headset. This base station acts as the 2.4 dongle, but for two devices hooked up to it using the USB-C ports on the back end. You've got a tiny display which shows you some basic information, as well as a knob for navigation and volume changes. There's a lot to this base station, but basically you can swap between your two devices, change the EQ for your headset without the PC software, and a whole slew of other settings. Easily, my favorite feature here is the spare battery you can charge to swap out at any time. The headset holds a charge briefly as well, so when you pull out the battery, you can still swap it out quickly without losing connections. But let's talk about the microphone for a second, since this is likely an important feature for most people. I'll start by saying I'm a huge fan of this microphone, mainly since it retracts back into the headset rather than flip up or detach. In terms of sound quality, it's fine for a gaming headset, nothing crazy, but here's a quick sound test. Here's the microphone sound test with the headset microphone extended. Here's the microphone sound test when the headset microphone is retracted. Here's a microphone test for my HyperX Cloud 2's microphone. Here's a microphone test for the built-in microphone on my monitor. Again, nothing insane, but it's fine. If you need to mute the mic as well, there's a button on the left ear cup and this red LED lights up when muted. Overall, no complaints. And here's where this headset easily shines, and that's sound. This is like having a surround theater system on your head, and it's really changed my entire gaming experience. When playing games, you really do hear all the tiniest sounds you wouldn't really hear out of a TV speaker, and you can really tell where things are coming from, especially since this headset supports 360 audio. When playing Call of Duty, I can easily tell if someone's below me, behind me, or how far away something is. Or when playing Spider-Man, you can hear all the sounds of the city, and it's really taken the experience to the next level. TV speakers are fine really, but this is one of those scenarios where you don't really know what you're missing out on until you've tried it. And if you really want to min-max your sound, SteelSeries has both a customizable EQ through the base station, or a wildly customizable experience through the PC software. As well, this headset does come with active noise cancellation. You'll still hear someone yelling at you if they need to get your attention, but it's good enough to drown out, say, a fan or a loud neighbor. So here are some pros and cons I've experienced this week. Overall, the pros well outweigh the cons, but for me the pros are sound quality, comfort, and build quality. These headphones really tick all the boxes. They look great and they don't have an over-the-top gamer aesthetic. They sound insanely good and they're super comfortable. That isn't to say they're without flaw though. Some cons are easily the price, the fact that there's a different version for Xbox, and the somewhat weak active noise cancellation. For price, these come out to $350 US, which is a pretty hefty price tag for a gamer headset. Again, if you're pitting those against the AirPods Max or the Sony MX4s or 5s, you're still looking good, but either way, they are still expensive. And again, it would have made way more sense to have just one version. This whole separate Xbox version is wild, and I didn't really notice this while purchasing. I'm definitely going to be exchanging these for the Xbox version, which again will work for my PC and PS5. And lastly, it's a bit of a personal preference, but the active noise cancellation feels a little bit weak. Being used to the AirPod Pros, which are sealed, I hear way more than I'm used to even with the active noise cancellation on. Hey, but at least it's still there. Overall, your pros and cons may be a little bit different from mine, but honestly, if you're looking to take your gaming experience to the next level, do yourself a favor and get a nice headset, whether it's these or something else. The biggest thing I realized is you don't need to be a hardcore gamer who might min-max the EQ for this headset to enjoy it. I'm more of a casual gamer these days, and it immensely improved my experience overall. I'll have these linked down below in the description if you do want them, but really I can't believe I've been missing out on this. These really are next level. This is easily one of the best additions to any setup. Anyways, that's been it. Thanks for watching. Till next time.